Today we have another M177 engine down on the engine stand. This happens to be a 2019 E63 with about 55,000 miles. We're going to tell you why this engine's out. When the client originally came in, it was for an oil change. During the oil change, we do our visual inspection. We found excessive oil leak at the rear of the engine. Looked like it was coming from the rear main seal. So we wanted to look further into it. We found that the engine actually had an excessive amount of negative pressure in the engine, causing an oil leak from the rear main seal, basically sucking it in. So how we verified that is we tried to remove the oil cap while the engine was running, and you couldn't even remove this thing. There was so much suction in there, which can be common on your earlier M177s from the 18 to 20 range. So as you guys can see, we have the transmission removed. To do this job, the transmission needs to be removed. Now, the engine doesn't necessarily need to be down, but when you're doing the oil separators, engine mounts, and need to do the rear main seal, this is the easiest way, because there is a lot of labor hours on this transmission job just alone, almost just as much to remove the engine. So we have the transmission removed, and you can see we already have the old plate removed. And then you can see this is the new plate. You can actually see these are updated. Now these plates are also common to leak without the oil separators going bad. These things are junk. So Mercedes knew that it was a problem, so they updated the material and they updated the seal to prevent it from leaking again. So you can see we'll have to clean up all the RTV, put on the new plate, and that should be fine. Then you'll need a special tool to install the plate. And then also we have these special pins to install the transmissions, because you need to be very careful when you're installing one of these new transmissions. So as you guys can see, just because these oil separators go bad, it can cause a lot of problems. So when these go bad, they can also cause excessive positive pressure in the engine, create so much pressure in there that it can blow out other seals, like your valve covers. And if you had to do that, that's even more work, especially doing these valve covers. It can get very, very expensive, especially how labor is now. So we also did the engine mounts while they were out. Saves the customer a lot of money down the road. But if you have a Mercedes with an M177 and you want to get it looked at, I highly suggest bringing it to a shop that just specializes in Mercedes, or the dealership, or you can give us a call.